Okay, so the few parts laid out here for issue 87. I'm leaving these in these bags because they are marked up L and R. They're not marked up. The parts themselves aren't marked up, but the bags are. So I'm going to leave them in the bags until I need them. And just a roll cage. Okay, so there is a major problem with this issue compared to the instructions, and I'll talk about that when I get into the build. But yeah, this will be the build for issue 87 of the Ferrari. Okay, so the major issue with this build is the instructions they skip out a massive part of it, the actual instructions themselves. So you have to go online and see the online tutorial, otherwise you ain't going to be able to know how to do this bit. But yeah, I'll try and show us on this channel as well. But yeah, it's a bit annoying that the instructions don't really match what you have to do in the magazine. You really have to go onto the supercar build-up to see the video tutorial, because the first thing you're going to do, and it misses this completely in the actual build, in the instructions in the magazine, is fit the back part to the roof. So yeah, so bringing over the bonnet, I'm going to put the towel down because this is going to be going upside down. Okay, so you've got the actual roof and the parts for the roof and the screws and everything in the last issue. You've got these little pins in this bag, and they're going to be your kind of connecting pins for this hinge. So you need to get them ready. And what happens now is you turn over the bonnet, and that is going to sit in, it goes through the holes there. So you've got some holes there, got some slots through that, he says. Yep. Get these wires out of the way. Okay, now these little pins are going to go into, if you can get them in there. This is going to be quite difficult again, I think, because these pins have got to go in. So these pins got to go into the actual where you've just taken it out. So you kind of got to have that. Good. And this goes down, you're going to have to make sure we're in the right area. Okay, so those pins have to go on like that. So they're in that area there. Make sure they are as central as you can make them, if you know what I mean. There's slots for them to go into, make sure they go into those slots. Try and keep these wires out of the way. Next part has to be quite difficult as well, because the main part of the car is coming over the body, and that's going to fit into there. Now you've got slots there. If you have a look, you've got these slots here, obviously, so they're going to have to match up with that. Okay, now what I'm going to do very gently is I'm going to put J screws in there because they're going to hold them, but I'm not going to put them in tight. You're then got to turn it over and get the roof part in properly. So I'm just going to put these in a little bit loose. If I can. Not very long at all, those J screws, for what they're going to be doing. Okay, so now I've done that, I've got those in, two in a little bit loosely. What we really need to do now is flip this over, because the roof itself has got some pins that need to kind of go in, so there, there, there. You need to kind of get those in if you can. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. As always, it's not as easy as it's supposed to be. The J-screws are really, really short. What am I doing? As always, nowhere near as easy as it's supposed to be. Okay, so this is getting quite difficult. I'm going to try and see if I can. Yeah, okay. Very, very difficult. Those J screws are just really short. I was trying to get like 1 or 2 of them in before I kind of get the roof in. But what I'm going to have to do, I think, is hold it all together, try and turn it all over. And try and get the roof in. You see how to do it on the video, and it looks quite nice. So that's the front one in. Front one in. This is not easy at all. There we go. Oops. Yeah, it's already gone. Oh! Wow. How difficult did I want to make this build? Pretty difficult. I'm going to try a different approach. I'm going to try and get those A screws in, because these two are A screws. I'll try and get them in to get the car roof down. But once again, not solid, just in a bit. Now try J screws, which are very short. Try and kind of hold this all together, turn it over, pop everything in. Okay, looks okay, hopefully. So A screw, J's along there, and then there's 4 more J's to go in. Although, that hasn't gone in very well. It's popped out. Oops. Let's see if I can try and put that one in first. There's a screw there. See if that will hold it in. No. Something not right there. Okay, off it comes again, just for a laugh. Okay, so that was an absolute nightmare. That took me hours to do that, to get that roof on, and to get the, it was very, very difficult to get it all on together, because you had to kind of get the hinges in upside down, so it was like, you saw anyway, it was upside down, and getting those hinges in to there to get them to stay, whilst getting the roof to kind of go in together, literally hours and hours. What I had to do in the end was stretch the roof out, because it wasn't quite fitting correctly. So I stretched the roof out, left it for about 2 hours just for it to all bed in, and then turned it over, and it went in all right in the end once the roof had gone in correctly. But it was an absolute nightmare, and you could tell it was going to be a nightmare because in the video instructions on the website, you don't see them actually do it. All you see them do is fit this part without the bonnet, the rear clamshell bonnet on. But yeah, it's on now. Yeah, getting it all lined up, absolute nightmare. But that's that done, and now we're into the actual magazine, because as I said, they missed all of that out in the magazine instructions, and they go straight to the roll cage, which is what I'm going to construct now. So I'm just going to go with getting the roll cage constructed. So yeah, so I've got the roll cage here. Now I've left these in the left and right bags because I don't really want to. So the L and R on the bags, and then we're just going to construct this up. Yeah. So we kind of have it in that orientation, I think. Yeah, and then the left-hand one, because it's going to have to kind of angle in a bit. So I'm going to fit this left-hand one on. And you've got like an angled piece, so that just has to kind of go on like that. I think it's also D-shaped, yes, semicircular shaped interlocking element. And the right hand one, okay, so that's what that looks like. The angled in the roll cage elements that we just put on. I haven't got any pins on the bottom. I guess they're just going to go in somehow. Okay, I'm bringing the body of the car back over, and we're just going to push that into the main part of the car over. And now, obviously, every time you turn it over now, you've got to be aware that that bonnet's going to open. And then just the roll cage just gets pushed in. It's got interlocking elements. Okay, that's what that looks like. So that's in, the roll cage is in, and that's it for issue 87. Okay, so that was issue 87 done there. Yeah, what an absolute nightmare that was. Nice centerfold picture though of a 488 Pista Spider. Very nice white Ferrari. Yes, absolute nightmare getting that body constructed. Although it doesn't really, it does show it here. It just doesn't show you how to connect it in the magazine. You have to kind of go to the website. Okay, so issue 88. What we've got coming up in issue 88? We've got some interior detailing by the looks of things. We've got steering wheel as well, which looks quite cool. Yeah, it doesn't show, once again, what you've got to do, what your whole thing you've got to do, because if you look on the website, you've got to get the cockpit section fitted into this as well. So I'll be doing that. That'll be issue 88, and that'll be coming up soon. So that was my presentation of this issue of Build a Ferrari F40 Competizione by Panini Collections and Centauro magazine. And if you'd like to see progression of this model from where it is now up to completed car, then don't forget to subscribe. And you can click the bell if you'd like to be notified any time that a video goes live on the channel, because I've also got, I'm building an Ecto 1 and a Spitfire as well. They're both part builds, so you can check those out as well. But hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope to catch you again on the channel soon. Take care and ta-ra for now.